getting the season 2.
I can't.
He didn't even read it. All he saw was SAO and he just glanced over it.
You are absolutely correct, sir. I probably shouldn't have given that news.
You know what? Yo, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Gurren Otaku Council podcast. I'm Ace, and that's McMillian, and this is episode 55, where today we'll be diving into a very, very surprising new anime that just popped out. Well, I don't say it popped out of nowhere, but it popped out onto the scene, though.
Yeah.
Zom 100 and much more. But of course, before we get into all that, if you would like to join me, my friend McMillian, as we discuss all things anime and sometimes manga, then please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, as well as follow us on our social media so you can stay up to date on all things about the council. With that being said, the council is now in session. Let the meeting begin. All right, everybody, welcome back for another week of anime. How you doing today, McMillian?
I'm doing good. How about you, sir?
I'm doing great. It's a Saturday. I'm feeling good. Just chilling, me and the dog. Here to talk about some anime. So, all right, as always, everybody, let's start. The agenda for today is we're gonna, of course, as always, gonna go through some council announcements. Then we're gonna be headed on into GLC news. Then we're gonna be giving out our weekly recommendation, and then we'll end it off with a review of episode 100 of Zom 100. Did I say episode 100?
Yeah.
Episode 1 of Zom 100.
It's only one right now.
So, all right. So, yes, for council announcements today, everybody, we just want to let you all know that our last week's episodes with the show detailing Anime Expo news from days 2 through 4 that is now live on your favorite audio social platforms as well as YouTube. So go check it out. Once again, we talked about the rest of the major highlights from Anime Expo, and as well as we talked about the return of JJK. So yeah, go check that out.
Yep.
And that is the end of council announcements today. And then now we're just hopping straight into GOC news, your weekly source for the latest anime news. So let's get into it. All right, everybody, it's a light anime news week, and I'm gonna let McMillian go ahead and start us on off. Go ahead and get it.
Yeah, so we had the announcement of the second alternative movie for the Sword Art Online series. As you all know, this is basically the telling of Sword Art Online through the perspective of...
I just thought about it. I apologize, everybody. I let this man get the SAO news, and he's not even an SAO fan. I can't believe I did it like this. I apologize. Let's redo it. Let's redo it. SAO fans. No.
Let me speak. I am not a fan of the later stuff. Again, I say this. I have a problem with season 1. Everybody knows what the problem with season 1 is. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's start there. All right. I love the premise of SAO, but like that was a betrayal. All right. And I'm done.
I can't believe I done did this. I should have switched it around. Our SAO fans, where y'all at? Gun Gale season 2 has been announced. And for those, me personally, I like Gun Gale. It was a nice spinoff of the original SAO series. It told a nice little story, and I'm actually surprised that they got a season 2 announcement. So definitely happy for this.
Oh shit! You probably should have done that anyway because I gave the wrong news. It's not about the movie. I thought it was about the movie.
Oh my god! See, this is what I'm talking. You see this? I can't. I don't know why I let him talk about the SAO stuff. I don't know why I did it.
Wait, this is premium content right now. They're laughing.
I don't know why I did it.
Gun Gale Online, I'm actually a big fan of. Like the stuff that doesn't even focus on Kirito and them. That was a great season. That was a great show. I actually can't believe it's getting a season 2 because that was a while ago. That was like
so now I can't believe it's getting a season 2.
I can't.
He didn't even read it. All he saw was SAO and he just glanced over it.
You are absolutely correct, sir. I probably shouldn't have given that news.
You know what? Once again, Sword Art Online, Gun Gale Online Season 2 has been announced to everybody. For all my SAO fans out there, I got y'all back, all right? I'm not going to let him do us like this.
I apologize.
Continue, sir.
I mean, he was fan of Gun Gale Online, I swear. Next, we have Tsukimichi Moonlight Fantasy Season 2, which is scheduled to release in January next year.
Correct.
This is a show that you watched, right? Like, I think
Yes.
this is one of the ones you checked out.
Yeah, I checked out. No, I don't remember what season this dropped in, but I did check it out, and I ended up watching the entire thing, surprisingly. But it's not. It's just you're one of those random isekai shows, and it's one of just those generic things. It has, I think, for the reason the OSTs remind me a lot of Naruto. I don't know why, but it does. I mean, it has some action in it. The action sequences, it does do good, but I mean, it's nothing to write home to. But essentially, this guy gets reincarnated and winds up in this fantasy world, and one day, and he has to fight a dragon. Lo and behold, he ends up being a dragon, but then the dragon transforms to a girl, and now he's living with them, and it just goes from there.
Yeah, I think from what I've heard, it's somewhat similar to Reincarnated as a Slime, in the sense that I think the guy
he builds like he develops a whole village, nations of monsters and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. It's very, very similar to Reincarnated as a Slime. Yeah, I'm about to say what? It just skipped my mind. Yeah, very, very similar to Reincarnated as a Slime. So, am I excited for season 2? Maybe not necessarily excited. Will I check it out? Yeah, I'll check it out. Once again, it's just play it, watch it, chilling when you got no bored, nothing else to do.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. Sounds like it's a good time at least. I'm gonna have to go back and do it. Next we have, after that, Dead Mount Death Play, the second core scheduled for October 2023. It's
lit.
I wasn't sure if it was a second core or a second season. Regardless, just as you said, it's lit. It's the way the cliffhanger they left me off on. I need more. That's all I gotta say is I need more.
It's really good. Dead Mount Death Play is one of those. It's I guess we can call it a reverse isekai. It released last season, right? It was last season. It just released. Released last season. It actually turns out to be really, really good. You guys go definitely should go check it out.
Yeah, if you have not heard of it, do yourself a favor, watch it. It's a very enjoyable ride. And I can gladly say you will not know unless you've read. I don't think you'll know where the fuck this is going, because I know. It's truly a wild ride.
All right, and then for our last, for our last piece of news here today, I only included this because the name I thought was hilarious. I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. Anime adaptation has been announced, and I just thought that was hilarious because for those who don't know, listen. When you're deep into the anime scene, you know when a show has weird names like this, it's either gonna be a hit or miss.
Yeah,
it's either just gonna be hit or miss. It's gonna be something actually pretty decent or something just extremely stupid.
Yeah, this I don't know why this is giving me like company of Black Dungeon Company or Company of the Black Dungeon vibe. Just by the name alone, that just sounds like it. Just reminds me of that. So I actually am glad that you kind of put this on here, because I'll check it out. I will definitely check it out just based on the name. It does sound fun.
And and then example for a couple good ones, Reincarnated as a Sword. It sounds stupid, but it's actually a pretty good show. Handyman Saito in Another World. It sounds stupid. It's actually a pretty decent show.
I gotta go back and finish Reincarnated as a Sword because it actually was popping off. So
that's what I'm saying. So I mean, they're just either hit or miss. So I'll take my time. The ones that, at least the names that intrigue me, I'll take the time out to at least check them out and see if they're indeed either a hit or miss. But all right, so that is the end of all of our news today. Please let us know down below in the comments what was your favorite piece of news, and then we're going to be giving out our weekly recommendation. Take it away, McMillion.
So last week I put you guys on to Gundam. This week I'm gonna put you on to a show that's probably a lot of people have talked about as well. That's also,
and we talked about it before a lot.
And we talked there are episodes dedicated to this to this series, so go back and watch. We desperately need season 2. I don't know how we're gonna get it, but if it's driving up the viewership is the case, that's what we'll do. Please, if you have not checked it out, or even if you have, maybe it's time for a rewatch already.
It might be time for a rewatch now that you mention it.
Check out the anime 86. It basically focuses on these group of people, these disenfranchised people that are part of this military. They're known as the 86. They're forced to fight in this war against this basically hive mind AI that's basically trying to wipe out the
Humanity.
rest of humanity in this one continent/world. Is basically these robots were originally made to fight in warfare against other countries for this one country, for the country that the 86 are currently fighting for, but eventually got out of hand, and now the 86 are being conscripted by the quote unquote noble lineage of people, or the right lineage. It's basically a whole bunch of like political stuff, but to fight in the war. And through the course of the anime, not only do you get to learn about the characters of the 86 and just like the type of society they live in, but you'll see like the evolution of war and what it does to the people that are forced to fight within it, and how they get through it, basically evolve as characters, stuff like that. And also just like you learn even more also about the robots that they're fighting, like how that all came to be, and then what's happening with them now and how they're evolving. But really good series, highly recommend.
86 was a fantastic time. I can't even remember where I got recommended it from, or I think maybe we just so happened to read the synopsis, was like, check it out. But regardless, checked it out and was not disappointed. 86 was a really good time. A lot of deep emotions it can make you feel in certain parts of the story. It got a tear out of me here and there. It really good. And then just another thing to touch upon the plot point with what McMillian was saying is that so the country San Mongolia is the main country that our characters are in. Is made up of 85 districts, and there's this one secret district called the 86, and like you just mentioned, they're being forced to fight in this war. But the gag is that the government is basically telling all the people that, hey, we're fighting this war using no man, people is all autonomous and things of that nature. There's no human deaths, but in reality, there is human deaths, because it's a partial lie, because yes, the enemy robot sides are not manned by humans, but our robots are, and that's what a lie is, and that's the 86 essentially. They're being forced to fight this war, and basically while the rest of the 85 just chill back and have a good life, and they're basically slaves, and it gets deep, and it's a really good time.
There ain't nothing much more to say than that, but do check it out. You won't have a bad time.
Yeah, I agree. So once again, this week's weekly recommendation 86 brought to you via McMillian. And now, everybody, we're gonna head on to our last agenda item for today.
The main course, if you will.
The main course, if you will. Zom 100, episode 1. So, McMillian, we actually talked about this like 2 weeks ago, before it premiered. We just discussing like, hey, this is a new zombie show. It might actually be pretty decent. We should check it out. Lo and behold, is it not only pretty decent, it might be one of the best shows on this damn season.
Yes, after one episode, I completely think that this is probably going to be one of the best shows from this season. Like, I truly was invested. The way they presented it, the way they told the story of the first episode is just so good that we gotta talk about this. One,
you just have to talk about this. So okay, so let's just paint the picture, everybody. So the episode starts off just we see the main character just chilling in his room. It's all dark, grimy, cluttered, just stuff everywhere. My man's depressed. He's watching TV, just eating, just reminiscing. Where did my life go wrong? Boom, flashback. He's all happy and just majestic, just all energetic and youthful. Akira, he's just he's just chilling. He's him. All right, everybody, he's just chilling. He goes to work every day like a normal person does, but as always, it got to him, and he started going down a dark path because unfortunately the work environment that he's in turned out not to be so great, and it led him down a dark path. And especially when he found out that his crush
turned out to be
you can
the
talk
mistress.
about this next part, McMillian.
Yeah, turned out to be the mistress of like the CEO. So basically, one thing I would like to also point out, like the show, if you haven't watched it, the show starts off in black and white, and then when he goes into a flashback, we're in regular anime color,
Yes.
and stuff like that. So like it starts off happy. It starts off with him depressed, as they said, but in the way they show that, or like accompany that, is the grayscale, and then when it goes back and he's happy, it's all colorful. So what he finds out that basically the work environment isn't as good as he thought. Like people are telling him basically the way it starts is like, I think any new job, like you get to learn your team, your boss, it's all happy-go-lucky. He goes out with them for the night to drink and stuff like that, talk about like what he used to do before he, like what he did in school, that he was like a part of rugby, all this other stuff. And then they're like, all right, that's great, man, that's great. Like, and they finish their drinks, they finish eating. They're like, all right, back to
work.
Office. And he goes back and he's like, is this just normal?
Are y'all for real?
And then like, as the episode goes on, they just sort of flashes of him at work, and then him talking about like how his 2 years have gone, because they showed his first 2 years
just flew by.
And like slowly as he continues and he starts to get more and more depressed from like the crunch time and overwork that he has to figure, they drain the color out more and more. And such a good way to like demonstrate. Like
it's basically it's essentially on par with the scene from Across the Spider-Verse with Gwen and his dad and her dad.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree. Like, to show the strong sense of emotion there. Like, that's how they convey his descent into depression, as he continuously finds out stuff about the company that he doesn't like. And another thing I like about, one thing I like, or I want to point out, like if you've ever like heard anything about Japan's work culture, or just like kind of their culture in general, is they very much believe in a collective. Like, if you're not helping, like it's different from I feel like American individualism, because like the thing is, if you went into a job like that, most likely us as Americans, what we would do is be like, oh, this is fucked. You might stay there for maybe a couple of months just to see if it gets better. Like, you could be like, oh, maybe I had joined a very significant like rush time or XYZ, but the moment you probably like, oh, this is just normal, and you are stable, you probably look for a different job. But the thing is, like in Japan, they believe in like helping out as a collective. They are very much like collective minded. So it's like, that's why I think even Akira said, like, if I leave here, I'd be letting them down, or like I'd be making their job, I'd be increasing the work that other people have to do, like
making their lives harder.
Yeah. He wasn't like, fuck this silly job. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people would be like, man, fuck, like, this is crazy. he was basically focused on like, what if I leave here, what that would mean for like other people, not just like for myself or whatever. And
yeah,
I just wanted to point that out. This is also just an interesting thing to see, like the culture difference as far as like, what someone would do here versus there. I think
and so yeah, he goes through all of that, and then at the end of the flashback, he finds out that his crush is the CEO mistress, and then flashback ends. We come back to real time now, and we just see him essentially getting ready for work. It's just another day at work. I don't want to go to work today, but going to work, got to pay the bills, so getting up and going to work. As he's going to work, he heads down the steps. I believe he was going to talk to the landlord or something like that.
Yeah, because his bike, I guess I don't know, I guess where he lived, he had to like rent his bike space or something like that. And
he
missed the payment.
Yes, and I guess I also mentioned that what he was watching on TV, he was actually watching like a zombie TV show or movie, whatever. Whatever. He was watching something with zombies in it.
Yeah, that was funny, because he was just like, man, what a great life it would be if I could just like,
what a great life it would be if zombies were everywhere, essentially.
Yeah,
and then,
he's like,
lo and behold, my man goes downstairs and his landlord is getting eaten by a zombie.
Oh, I thought his landlord was the zombie. I thought his landlord was eating like a tenant or something like that. But maybe I'm wrong.
Landlord getting eaten by a zombie, landlord eating the tenant. Regardless, there was a zombie there.
And what I really liked about that is just with the color thing again. That's the first time we see color again for a while. Like, within the whole flashback, the moment like the zombie started eating person, we didn't see it as blood originally. I think it came out like green or like purple or something like that.
Essentially almost looks like paint.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, and
just different splotches of colorful paint all over the zombie and things of that nature, and you're just like, what the hell is going on? And he's just like, what the, Kira, he's like, what the hell is going on?
No, it takes him a moment to register like what's happening until like the landlord or the zombie starts chasing him, and then he realizes, oh, I'm in the zombie apocalypse, and then that's when like that's when I think like he tries to run back to his room, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
Yeah, so he starts. Well, we don't necessarily know he was running back to his room, but he starts running though. And as he starts running, then he, you realize that more zombies starts popping up, as they do out the doors and stuff, the apartments coming down the steps and stuff. And my man is just full on being chased by zombies at this point. And now he's just running. But as he's running though, you can just see little pieces of like the background scenes and everything start to come back to life and filled with color. And then as he makes it to the rooftop of the building, he's just like, he comes to his realization, because now he's looking out everywhere and he sees zombies, basically the world going to shit. And the only thing that is on this man's mind is, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. No, today.
Yeah, and that's
tomorrow.
And I think that's when like the color of the world like fully comes back in, is when he realizes that he like throws off his badge, he gets on his bike, he's just riding around, people are dying in the background, screaming, there's fires and shit, like, and the world like slowly comes in, like what like Ace said, kind of like splotches of paint, kind of like just how like it was happening with that when that zombie was attacking one of the tenants or whatever, and it just slowly comes into
explodes.
Color. Yeah, explodes, and he don't care. The world is everybody's dying. The world's ending. Like he has not stopped to consider any of the bad ramifications. Like how I feel like every other zombie medium does. The moment people realize, oh shit, it's zombies, it's depression. That's when the depression hits. For him, he was like, "Oh, it's up. It is a party. It's time."
And then, so I'm watching this show, and basically, as we get to this point, the only thing I'm feeling is I'm feeling like I'm watching Zombieland for the first time again. And for those of you who don't know, Zombieland is this very, very old classic zombie movie. You should go check it out. It's with I can't remember his freaking name right now, but it's
Michael Cera.
There you go.
Woody, his name.
It has some very notable actors in it. You should go check it out. It's actually two movies, but I'm definitely talking about the original. The original Zombieland. Definitely go check it out if you got time.
It's not too old. I think it's like early 2000s. But still really good, really fun movie. And what's crazy, I saw Ace this before we got on. When I saw the docket, and I didn't realize that until he put it down. And I was like, that's such an accurate description, I feel like, of what the show is basically like trying to do. Like it's a form of change, I feel like, on regular zombie media, especially like we just got an Outlast show. Like, so to come from, I feel like not Outlast, Last of Us. Thank you. We just came to come from that extremely dramatic take on zombies and other stuff, and then to go into something like this. I never realized, like, I never put two and two together, but yeah, this definitely gives like Zombieland vibes. Granted, I don't think this is fully intended to be a comedy like Zombieland, but I think it will definitely have that.
Not necessarily, but I can definitely tell there's gonna be comedy elements in it, because essentially just real quick, so the show ends with him going to essentially profess his love to his crush, because the world is in it, so why the fuck not?
Which I thought was which I definitely thought was hilarious, because I'm just like, dude, if you don't just like go check on an actual loved one, like someone you have like a parent, a sister, any of that, like that you go check on your crush. But I really love the scene though, because he like shows up and the boss is there. He gets to throw the boss off the balcony,
out the fucking window.
Yeah,
yes,
like
it's crazy.
We get to see him do the tackle, and then he's just like, okay, cool, that's done. I've saved my crush. He looks over into the other room, like he looks left, like, because she's directly, I think, in the bedroom or whatever, and she's in lingerie, all like nasty looking because she's a zombie now, and he is just like, and instead
He's
of
just like, damn.
and yeah, he first. Well, I mean, that's not even his initial reaction. His like he instead of like getting the fuck out, I feel like that more people would do, or throwing her over. he with tears in his eyes or whatever, he starts professing his love. And I'm like, she is dead. It don't matter.
but at least he realized that, because after he professed his love, he was like, all right, now bye, and he ran. And I was like, you know what?
She attacked, and he pulled like one of the cleanest dodges, and I'm just like, oh my god, you don't have to take this risk. You could leave. You could have left.
Leave that man alone. Listen, the world is ending. No, he had to get all that stuff off his chest.
No, I mean, it's great. I'm just saying, those. I was just like, that's how I was looking at it, like, oh my god, this is so stupid. But it was a good time. It was a good time. I enjoyed it. It was just like, that's probably when you watch the scene, that's probably what you're feeling like. Oh, this motherfucker right here.
Yes. And then the show ends with him basically writing down his to-do list of 100 things he wants to do before he turns into a zombie. AKA Zom 100, bucket list of the dead.
Yeah, and I think that even like speaks to kind of how similar it is to Zombieland, because even in that movie they were like, look at all the shit you could do that everybody did. Like, look at it.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. It felt like I was watching Zombieland again, because essentially, like you said, in that movie, his objective, one of our main characters, his objective wasn't to like escape or anything. It was just to have fun, just go around and have fun, and essentially just survive and have fun. And so, and that's essentially what Zom 100 is turning out, and what it feels like to me is like it's just going to be a good time where we're going to see a Carol just try to survive, but also just have fun with the apocalypse. Just see him do a whole bunch of, stupid stuff, and then who knows, ain't no telling what type of people he's going to involve, or what type of groups are going to be formed during the apocalypse. Like this show can go in many different directions.
Yes, yeah. I'm looking forward to see, like, this is such a good setup episode, because like it didn't answer too many of my questions of like, where the trajectory is headed, because this could evolve into, this could be, say, silly, fun, stupid, but it also could evolve into something more. And
also, I'm sorry, I just got to say this before I forget it. Fun fact: Netflix is also doing a live action version of Zom 100.
Oh, really? They're producing? Yes. Okay.
Yes, coming out like August, if I'm not mistaken. That's like very soon.
But is it like is it gonna be like a J-drama or something like that? Or well, not J-drama, but like a Japanese live action, or are they doing it like an American adaptation?
No, I believe it's gonna be a Japanese live action.
Okay, all right. That's cool. I do think this is another thing that could benefit from a live action thing if done right, because it doesn't. Again, this is like a zombie story, so it doesn't necessarily have to be animated. But I do like the way they're telling it in animation, because, like I said, they're really taking the animation. They're taking advantage of the fact that this is like an animated series, so like the whole thing with the colors and how stuff is like presented and animated and stuff like that. It's a joy to watch. It is truly like eye candy.
Also, in recent terms, in terms of comparison, as far as like just eye candy, Blue Lock, like is something I can compare it to.
It definitely gives. If I had to put it in like in terms of like how it does its animation, like how it takes advantage of stuff, is definitely reminiscent, I feel like, of how Blue Lock was animated and how they did all their colors, how they did their presentation of like very mundane things, but like kind of flipped it in a way
using colors to present emotions, even though it sounds like a simple thing, but it's important though.
Yeah, because I feel like it drives that extra like point home of like this, how dramatic or like how intense it could equate to like audience interpretation of what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's a very good a comparison.
It's just really good. It's just really done, really well animated. Like you said, just nice, vibrant colors and everything. It seems like it's gonna be a really fun time. And then it's zombies. What's not to like? Who doesn't like a good zombie story?
Yeah.
Please show me a person who does not like a good zombie story. They probably but it's still.
Because there was a time, I feel like in the early 2000s, where zombies were like everywhere. So I could definitely see somebody being I can
understand zombie fatigue, but not wanting a zombie story just in general, though. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many different ones too. But like this one is seeming, in my opinion, even with the Zombieland comparison, very unique. Like I just the whole bucket list thing, and I'm just like, what have like that's why I said like there's a lot of different ways you could tell this story, and I'm wondering
Yeah.
like, are we going like if there will be episodes that are more seriously leaning towards like zombies things, or if it'll be like, or if we'll stay this like somewhat upbeat, not necessarily comedy, but like this just an upbeatness of it.
Will we get to a darker side of the story, or will, like you said, will it stay more type of upbeat? Because it could, they could just leave it, in an upbeat type of tone and stuff like that.
Yeah,
or but it's just many different ways they can go right now.
Yeah, I mean, because essentially, like usually a bucket list, like even the way it presents itself, a bucket list is usually a very morbid thing. That's usually what it's usually. And now, granted, if you're doing it throughout your life, like if you have a bucket list in your head and you're like, I want to do these things, cool. Yeah. But usually when presented in media, it's like, oh, this character has a terminal illness.
About to die.
Yeah, or they know they're about to die from XYZ. Let me go ahead and get out, like, write down my bucket list. But like the way it's presented in this show is like, I can't wait to do this shit. Oh my god. I'm finally living. It's like I'm finally living for the first time. Like instead of
I'm finally, in a care of words, I'm finally free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just seems like it's gonna be a really, really great time. A really, really great time.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And I'm excited.
Yes, I'm really excited to see like our supporting characters, because I know other characters come in. Just because I like, for instance, I think Zom 100 is a pretty popular manga as well, and I've seen when I go shop for the manga that I collect, I've seen like the covers, so I know like there's other
the covers
characters
and stuff.
Yeah, so I know like we're getting some supporting cast later on.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they showed off some of the side characters in the trailer, the reveal trailers.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see how they interact with the character. Are they just as nutty? Are they gonna look at him and be like, we trying to survive, we trying to get back to regular civilization?
Yeah, because really what I want to know is he gonna like try and like live by himself, or is he gonna like try and go be like gather a group? Because I know like supporting characters are gonna come and stuff like that, but are they gonna try and come and like make a pack essentially, or are they just all doing their own thing and they just so happen to just oh, it's Jerry's here today, or just there go James running down the street. What is he doing?
Yeah, it'll be interesting how they tell it, and also like I want to see if like he'll bring any other people at least into his mindset where he's like, man, it's all about let's have fun. Like you can do whatever. You're not a slave to a corporation. You're not like XYZ. I wonder if he'll try and convince people to kind of like
and participate in his bucket list.
Yeah, some crazy like bucket list like group. Like if that's what he'll develop, because I just feel like there's so many different routes you could take.
Or he done finally met somebody and he'd be like, oh, this person would be perfect to help me do this and this on the bucket list.
Mm-hmm. Like it could, like
now he tries to rope him in.
Yeah, it could truly be like, oh, I'm trying to skydive. Oh, you have a plane that works. Let's do that. The plane attracts too many zombies though. Man, fuck that. Like let's
them zombies. You worried about zombies?
I'm trying to
semantics. Semantics. That's the least of our worries. You worry about a little zombie bite, my guy.
Exactly. Have you lived before? I used to be on the computer 24/7 at this terrible company.
You could be at work right now and you're worried about zombies.
Exactly. So.
Oh man, yeah, no, it seems like it's gonna be a wonderful time. But let's go ahead and rate this episode. You want to start us off?
High 9 for me. High 9.
High 9.
High 9.
I think I might give it. This might be one of those rare times I might give it a smooth 10 out of 10. Only essentially because I think it was almost perfect. I mean, of course, nothing's perfect, but like this episode is so good. It does everything it's supposed to do to make you want to watch more.
Yeah, I mean, no, I completely agree. That's why I said like a 9. I don't know if it's. It's very high. It's very close to a 10. I just don't know. Me personally, I just feel like it's not a 10. But that could just be for like
it was just something missing for you.
Yeah, some was missing. But I will say this is a really good first episode. Like it does like I said, it does everything that's supposed to at least get you intrigued and want to see the next episode and like to continue and stuff like that. It the way it presented itself, the way it want to say, the way it presented itself, the way it took advantage of the medium of animation, as well as like the story it was trying to tell, were great. Great execution all around. Like I could barely ask for more. So it's just really good.
I agree, 100%. Really, really good. So yeah, let us know down below in the. Can you hear these people out here cutting grass?
Okay, yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, it was a short episode anyway, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and mute my mic here and let our friend McMillian go ahead and take us on out of here.
All right, guys. As always, appreciate you for watching / listening. If you want to stay up to date on all things about the council, please make sure you follow us down on our social media. That would be at Gurren Otaku on Twitter and at Gurren Otaku Council on everything else. For my audio only listeners, please consider writing a review for the podcast. Helps us grow, as well as letting us know what you thought about the episode and what your expectations for Zone 100. We would love to hear them. Also consider giving us a follow. Helps us grow. Helps you, as well as sharing the podcast. It helps you share good content. Helps us grow. I feel like I'm a record with that one. For my for our watchers on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Really love to hear your thoughts as well on Zom 100 and any other shows you may be checking out from like the summer that you could think like, oh, this also needs attention. Always looking for more anime to watch. As always, guys, continue to have a wonderful week, a wonderful day, and hopefully you're watching some great anime. As always, this is Gurren Otaku Council saying meeting adjourned. Peace, everybody.
The last day.